Listen to me carefully. The season has shifted. The wind has changed direction. The clock in the unseen has struck a new hour, and heaven is calling for leaders. Don't miss this. To everything there is a season and a time for every purpose under heaven, says Ecclesiastes 3:1. Purpose moves on the rhythm of seasons. When purpose shifts, the summons goes out. And I have been sent to announce, answer the call before it closes. This is not for a few people with badges. This is for housewives, students, mechanics, clerks, entrepreneurs, pastors, policymakers, teachers, artists, farmers, civil servants, CEOs, and the unemployed looking through windows of hope. This is for those who feel an irritation in the soul, like the room you've been living in just became too small. What did I say? The season is changing. Answer the call. Write this down. Seasons expose leaders. Moments don't make you, they reveal you. When David stepped from pasture to battlefield, the stone did not make him a leader. It revealed the shepherd's courage he'd been cultivating in the dark. When Esther stepped into the throne room, the crown did not create her. It exposed the fast she had already consecrated. Arise, shine, for your light has come. Isaiah 60:1. Light doesn't come to make you something. It comes to announce what you already are. So here is the question, and I want you to hear it as if it has your name on it. What should you do when you sense a new leadership season approaching? Not grab a title, clarify a purpose. Not chase applause, embrace an assignment. Not seek a crowd, protect, trust. Not make noise, establish discipline, redeem the time. Ephesians 5:16 declares. Redeem means buy back the moments you wasted with intent. What did I say? The season is changing. Answer the call. Make a note of this. True leadership is not about power. It is about empowerment. True leadership is not about control. It is about service. True leadership is not about being noticed. It is about being needed by purpose. Many are called, but few are chosen, Jesus said. Where are the chosen? They are the ones who respond with consecrated action, not casual interest. Today, if you hear his voice, do not harden your heart. I am going to ask you to make a declaration out loud to your own conscience, because leadership begins with a decision, publicly owned. Say it. I am necessary, and I will serve my gift with discipline. Again, I am necessary, and I will serve my gift with discipline. That is not arrogance, that is obedience to purpose. Woe to the land when a slave becomes king, when a person ascends without transformation. But blessed is the nation, the company, the community, the family, when a son or daughter discovers identity and serves a gift with integrity. Do not negotiate with hesitation. Decide consciously and publicly. The door is open, but doors do not stay open forever. The season has shifted. Answer the call before it closes. Now let us unmask the costume. Make a note of this. Most of the people you call leaders are not true leaders. They have titles, positions, microphones, motorcades, and no mandate from purpose. True leadership is not about control, it is about service. True leadership is not about power, it is about empowerment. True leaders do not manipulate, they inspire. And if you have to threaten to be followed, you are already disqualified. Jesus said, whoever wants to become great among you must be your servant. Matthew 20:26. Greatness is not a throne, it is a tower. Write this down. Leadership is really not about people, it's about purpose. People are the beneficiaries, not the source. If you build your leadership on people, you will become a slave to their applause and a prisoner to their criticism. If you build it on purpose, you will serve people whether they clap or curse. Purpose is constant. Crowds are fickle. That is why Jesus could preach to thousands and still wash feet in a room of 12. He was anchored. He knew why he came. For even the Son of Man did not come to be served, but to serve. Mark 10:45. What did I say? Not control service, not power empowerment. Here is the moral warning, and I deliver it with a trembling heart. Woe to the land when a slave becomes king. When unhealed identity climbs into authority, abuse moves in with it. Insecurity with a scepter will weaponize policy to protect image. An empty soul in a big chair becomes dangerous. It taxes trust. punishes dissent, and confuses fear with respect. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. When the wicked rule, the people groan. Proverbs 29:2. Groaning is the sound of counterfeit leadership, extracting loyalty it never earned. Write this down. Trust is the only currency of leadership. If you spend it carelessly, titles cannot buy it back. Without character, authority is counterfeit ink on paper pretending to be influence. David shepherded them with integrity of heart. With skillful hands he led them. Psalm 78-72. Integrity first, skill second. Character is the vault that protects trust. Discipline is the lock. And I must offend your ego to save your destiny. The more titles you need, the less you are a leader. Reduce yourself to your first name. Moses, Esther, Nehemiah, Jesus. Purpose makes names weighty. Titles make business cards heavy. Where did he make you one? That's the question. If leadership must appoint you, it can also disappoint you. If they hired you, they can fire you. If they elected you, they can reject you. But if purpose anointed you, service will sustain you. Appointments should be confirmations of what you have already been doing, not permissions to start. How do you diagnose the counterfeit? Ask. Do they empower others or hoard spotlight? Do they protect trust or trade in suspicion? Do they serve a clear purpose or chase public approval? By their fruits you will know them. Matthew 7:20. Fruit is visible. Service is measurable. Empowerment leaves people taller. Anything else, make a note of. This is a costume worn by ambition to look like leadership. Take off the mask. Return to purpose. Protect trust. Serve. Let me show you how we learned the wrong picture. If true leadership is service that protects trust, why do we still chase power and adore titles? Because we were discipled by history. Write this down. Ideas become systems. Systems shape souls. The Greeks told the world that leadership is a product of natural endowment, birth traits, providence, charisma. The very word charisma seduced us. Gift equals right to rule. So we worshiped giftedness and excused character. Man looks at the outward appearance, but the Lord looks at the heart. 1 Samuel 16:7. The Greek classroom trained you to admire the appearance. Heaven trains you to inspect the heart. Make a note of this. Gifting is a signal, not a license. Purpose is the license, and character is the insurance. Then Rome took Greek theories and built an empire out of them. Power, control, and spectacle. Bread and circuses. Keep the people entertained, and they won't ask to be empowered. The Colosseum replaced community. The parade replaced principle. Rank became righteousness. Titles became thrones. Soldiers of image marched over citizens of dignity. Jesus diagnosed it plainly. The rulers of the Gentiles lorded over them. Not so with you. Matthew 20:25-26. What did I say? Not so with you. The Roman model, glorified order without justice, authority without accountability, empire over empowerment. And we imported their architecture of domination into our boardrooms, our parliaments, even our pulpits, rows, rosters, robes, while neglecting the towel and the basin. Then came colonization, the export of empire in ships and catechisms. Every ideology seeks a theology. So corrupted power borrowed sacred words, baptized greed, and called it destiny. They wrote sermons for supremacy, hymns for hierarchy, and then handed you a mirror polished by their propaganda. Make a note of this. Whoever colonized you convinced you about yourself, convinced you that your accent was inferior, your thinking was suspect, your future must be managed by their permission. So you put on a crown over an injured soul. You are a well-dressed slave with a crown when your identity is borrowed. But hear the Lord Jesus. You shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. John 8:32. Freedom begins when you throw away their mirror and look into the face of purpose. Do you see the continuity? Modern politics is ancient era on digital screens. Popularity over principles. Charisma over character. Polls over conviction. We changed the Colosseum to a stadium, the parade to a press conference, the laurel to a logo, but the spirit is the same. We manage perception and neglect transformation. We trade in slogans while communities bleed. Write this down. Spectacle cannot shepherd a nation. Only statesmanship can. So how do we enter a new leadership season? Start with unlearning. Do not be conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Romans 12:2. Read together. Renew. That means interrogate your assumptions. Ask yourself, who taught me leadership? Whose voice did I enthrone in my conscience? Which empire is hiding in my habits? Dethrone Greek giftedness without character. Dismantle Roman control without compassion. Divest colonial mirrors that shrink your dignity. Liberation, step 1, is subtraction. Remove manipulative models to make room for purpose. Then truth will restore your name, and service will restore your authority. What did I say? Unlearn the lie, reclaim your purpose, and lead. Now, after you throw away their mirror, you must recover your name. Identity precedes activity. Write this down. True leadership is about becoming more than doing. If you do without becoming, you will achieve without transforming. You will produce noise without direction. Let us make man in our image. Genesis 1:26. Image before assignment. Being before governing. The Lord trusted identity to carry dominion. You are not working to become, you are working from who you are. Hear me like a father, you are necessary. Creation does not produce redundancy. If you are breathing, there is a problem on earth that requires your gift. Before I formed you in the womb, I knew you. Before you were born, I set you apart. Jeremiah 1:5. Set apart for what? For the assignment encoded in your design. Write this down. Purpose is not a hobby you pick. It is a discovery you uncover. You don't choose it, you reveal it. No one makes you a leader, you were born one. Positions do not create leaders. They only reveal or conceal them. A throne can expose a shepherd's heart or decorate a tyrant's insecurity. Reduce yourself to your first name. Titles are costumes. Your name is your essence. Say your name softly right now. That is what heaven calls when it trusts you with an assignment. Moses, Esther, Nehemiah, Jesus. Purpose gives names weight. Applause only gives volume. Can I confess? I found mine in a dark hour. At 3 in the morning, I wrestled. I argued with God until the argument argued me into agreement. I said, why me? He answered, because I made you for it. I protested, I am not qualified. He replied, I am your qualification. And then it became crisp words like a key fitting a lock. I heard my assignment in a sentence, and my life has been captive to that sentence ever since. From that night forward, my doing flowed from my becoming. We are his workmanship, created in Christ Jesus for good works. Ephesians 2:10. Created for, not after. Design dictates duty. Write this down. Influence flows from a discovered identity and a disciplined gift. Not a famous face, a faithful function. Proverbs 18:16 says, a man's gift makes room for him. Your gift is a door maker. But the hinge is discipline. If you are gifted without discipline, your room will open and close on your fingers. Find your gift and serve it. People will be attracted to you. What did I say? Find your gift and serve it. People will be attracted to you. When Amara, a quiet nurse, organized chaos in the emergency room with compassion and systems, families found peace and administrators found wisdom. When Kofi turned his dusty garage into an apprenticeship, boys who were vandalizing cars began designing engines. When Lydia, who loved numbers, sat with widows and untangled debt, households breathed again. None of them chased followers. They chased faithfulness. Matthew 5:16. Let your light so shine before men that they may see your good works and glorify your Father. Shine is not a show. It is service in public view. So detach from the costume and attach to your calling. Reduce yourself to your first name and increase your commitment to your gift. Speak your purpose until your habits submit. Then serve it publicly and consistently. Leadership springs from a discovered identity and a gift you commit to serve. Recover your name, and your name will recover nations. Now that your name is waking up, you must go where seasons turn in secret. Write this down. Withdraw to hear. Your next season of leadership begins in secret before it is seen in public. Jesus often withdrew to lonely places and prayed, Luke 5:16. The King of Glory kept appointments with silence. What about you? Do not delay. Within 7 days, schedule 24 to 48 hours of solitude. Put it in your calendar now. If you do not schedule consecration, busyness will schedule your decay. Be still and know that I am God, Psalm 46:10. Read together. Be still. Knowledge follows stillness. When you go, leave your titles at the door. Enter as a human, not a role. No robes, no ranks, no business cards, no followers. Reduce yourself to your first name. God doesn't commune with your position. He communes with your person. Make a note of this. The more you hide behind labels, the less he can address the real you. Pat for clarity, a journal, water, silence, and select scriptures. Not a library, just a sword. You shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. John 8:32. Truth requires room to speak. Fast from noise. No phone, no feeds. Create space for conviction to speak. Turn off the notifications. Turn on your conscience. The world will survive your absence. Your destiny will not survive your neglect. When you arrive, find a mirror. Look yourself in the eyes and ask, who am I without applause? What problem was I born to solve? Stay there until the masks begin to slide off. Tears are permitted. Excuses are not. In that quiet courtroom, call the witnesses of Scripture and purpose and let them testify against your fear. Then write, do not trust memory with holy things. Write this down. Public authority is born in private authenticity. What did I say? Public authority is born in private authenticity. Here are the 7 questions of retreat. And I want you to interrogate your soul without mercy. Who am I? What is my gift? Who needs it? What principles govern me? What must I stop? What must I start? What will I sacrifice? Do not leave that room until you have written answers you can read back to your future. But when you pray, go into your room, shut the door, and pray to your Father who is in secret. Matthew 6:6. Shut the door on distraction and open the door to direction. Direction is the womb of courage. I met a young woman named Talia who did this. She booked a cheap cabin, carried a bottle of water, a notebook, and a Bible. 24 hours later, she returned without a new title, but with a new sentence. She resigned from image management and enrolled her gift in service. Within 30 days, widows had a budget class and teenagers had mentors. No one crowned her. Clarity did. Those who wait on the Lord shall renew their strength. Isaiah 40:31. Wait, and strength will find you. Withdraw to hear. Schedule it now. Strip down to your name. Pack truth. Silence the world. Face the mirror. Ask the 7. Write the answers. And when you emerge, you will not be louder, you will be clearer. Seasons turn in secret. Go there. Now that you have heard in secret, you must say it in sound. Write this down. A crisp spoken purpose statement becomes your internal compass and your external standard. If your direction cannot be said, it cannot be followed. Write the vision and make it plain, that he may run who reads it. Habakkuk 2:2. And Proverbs 18:21 says, death and life are in the power of the tongue. Purpose must be written, then spoken, then lived. Here is your template. Simple, strong, transferable. I exist to verb people, problem, by gift, vehicle, so that transformational outcome. Reduce it to verbs and beneficiaries. Eliminate fluff. Eliminate job titles. We are not building a resume. We are forging a rudder. Examples. I exist to restore financial dignity to working families by teaching practical budgeting and advocacy so that households become stable and generous. I exist to equip teens in overlooked neighborhoods by creative engineering workshops so that they convert curiosity into careers. I exist to comfort the brokenhearted by trauma-informed counseling so that grief becomes growth and families heal. Do you hear the verbs? Restore, equip, comfort. That is leadership, purpose in action. Now test it. 3 tests. Make a note of these. 1, a child can repeat it. If a 10-year-old can't say it back, it is not plain enough. 2, a critic can't confuse it. If an enemy cannot twist it without lying, your statement has integrity. 3, your spirit can't ignore it. When you say it, your inner man stands up like a soldier at attention. If the trumpet gives an uncertain sound, who shall prepare for battle?
1 Coríntios 14:8.
Don't blow a muffled trumpet at your own destiny. Find the pain-joy intersection. Where does your deep gladness meet the world's deep need? Psalms 40:8 says, I delight to do your will. Delight is your clue. Need is your audience. Ask this piercing question. And I'm not asking it to be morbid. I'm asking it to be honest. If you died today, what assignment would die with you? What problem would lose its champion? That silence you feel is holy accountability. Read together out loud, right where you are, your draft, 3 times. Let me hear conviction in your voice. Again, stronger, one more time. Jesus declared, for this cause I was born, and for this cause I came into the world. John 18:37. He didn't whisper his assignment, he announced it. Do the same. Speak until your calendar obeys. Write this down. Purpose decides people, places, and priorities. Purpose edits your relationships. Purpose rearranges your finances. Purpose schedules your mornings and cancels your distractions. Luke 9:51 says, Jesus set his face toward Jerusalem. Focus is the posture of purpose. Take your sentence and put it on your mirror, your lock screen, your dashboard. Test it with a child. Hand it to a critic. Submit it to a mentor. When it survives all 3, engrave it in your habits. True leadership is not about power, it is about empowerment. Your sentence is the standard that protects trust and the compass that directs service. Say it, live it, and in 30 days, we will put feet under those words. Now we put feet under those words by building a life that cannot betray them. Write this down. Discipline yourself to protect trust. That is the leader's prime directive. Trust is your only currency. When you spend it, nothing else can buy it back. Paul said, I discipline my body and bring it into subjection, lest I myself should become disqualified. 1 Corinthians 9:27. Disqualified by what? Not by ignorance, by a life that contradicts its own message. Make a note of this. A true leader doesn't need external discipline. They impose it on themselves. Design a rule of life. Not religion, rhythm, not intensity, consistency, not spirit, structure. Daniel, purpose in his heart. Daniel 1-8, purpose must become a calendar. Daily. Meet God before you meet people. 15 minutes of scripture and silence to set your soul's compass. Move your body. Health is stewardship, not vanity. One act of focused service that aligns with your sentence every day. Add value where your gift is needed. And close the day with a 5-minute audit. What did I do that served my purpose? What did I do that sabotaged it? Keep your heart with all diligence. Proverbs 4:23. Diligence is daily, weekly. Carve a Sabbath for restoration. If you do not stop, you will be stopped. Fast 1 meal to remind your appetites who is in charge. Study your craft for 2 hours. Skill protects credibility. Meet your 2 accountability voices. More on them in a moment. Publicly serve your gift at least once a week. Don't hide your light. Place it on a stand. Matthew 5:15. Monthly. A half-day retreat for reflection. Review your goals by transformation, not activity. Audit your finances. Money reveals loyalty. Evaluate relationships. Purpose decides people. He that is faithful in that which is least is faithful also in much. Luke 16:10. Small hinges swing big doors. Now set boundaries. Pre-decide your nose so pressure cannot negotiate with your principles. Write a never list. I will never lie to protect my image. I will never promise what I cannot deliver to buy applause. I will never take money that confuses my motives. I will never be alone in compromising contexts. I will never trade family covenant for public claps. Let your yes be yes and your no be no. Matthew 5:37. Daniel said no to the king's table before the banquet began. Pre-decision preserves purity. Psalm 101. 3. I will set no worthless thing before my eyes. Decide it now. Live it then. Accountability. Choose 2 trusted voices, 1 elder in wisdom, 1 peer in courage. Give them keys to your life, calendar, commitments, and blind spots. Schedule bi-weekly interrogations. Yes, interrogations. Let them ask, are you drifting? Are you telling the truth faster? Is your private life heavier than your public claims? Faithful are the wounds of a friend. Proverbs 27:6. Appoint a Nathan who can say, you are the man, and a Mordecai who can remind you for such a time as this. Give them permission to pull you off a stage to save your soul. Excellence, standard. Measure by fruit, not foliage. Jesus cursed a fig tree full of leaves and no fruit. Mark 11. Leads are activity. Fruit is transformation. Write this down. Quality over quantity. Transformation over traffic. Track, change lives. Reconcile families. Empower teams. Wiser policies. Not just events, posts, or attendance. John 15:8. By this my Father is glorified, that you bear much fruit. So here is your charge within 72 hours. Write your daily, weekly, monthly rule. Draft your never list. Name your 2 voices and book the first meeting. Set a fruit metric that matches your sentence. Do it now. What did I say? Not intensity, consistency. Not spurts, structure. Reduce your life to a rhythm that your purpose can trust, and your trust will become a fortress around your influence. Now we move from order to obedience, from rhythm to results. Write this down. Service is the proof of leadership. James 2:18 says, show me your faith without works, and I will show you my faith by my works. It is time to show. Choose a community and a problem your gift can touch. Start where you stand. Not across the ocean, across the street, your block, your school, your clinic, your shop floor, your church foyer, your digital tribe. If you teach, start a Saturday skill circle for 10 teens. If you organize, untangle the chaos at the clinic queue. If you love numbers, host a budgeting night for single parents. If you code, build a job board for local trades. Make a note of this. Start small. Start specific. Start now. Launch a microservice project within 30 days. Not a conference, a prototype. Set 30, 60, 90-day outcomes. In 30 days, 1 pilot session delivered, 10 beneficiaries served, 3 learnings captured. In 60 days, refine tools, train 1 partner, double beneficiaries. In 90 days, document a simple playbook, hand off roles, create a sustainable rhythm. Nehemiah said, let us rise up and build. And they strengthened their hands for the good work. Nehemiah 2:18. What did I say? Rise up and build, then strengthen your hands. Do not wait for permission. Purpose authorizes you. Titles only describe you. He who observes the wind will not sow. Ecclesiastes 11:4. If you wait for conditions, you will bury convictions. True leadership is not about power. It is about empowerment. Sow now. Act now. As you go, quality and humility will grant you rooms that resumes cannot open. Proverbs 22:29. Do you see a person diligent in their work? They will stand before kings. Make an appointment with your mayor, your principal, your manager. Bring your purpose, not your resume. Walk in with your 1-sentence statement and a 1-page pilot plan. Then ask 4 questions. Write these down and use them verbatim. What is your purpose? What is your passion? What are your principles? What is your plan for the next generation? Stay quiet and take notes. If they answer with clarity, collaborate. If they answer with slogans, serve anyway and let fruit speak. By their fruits you will know them. Matthew 7:20. Your role is not to impress them. Your role is to relieve people. True principle. True leaders don't seek followers. They attract by serving their gift. Jesus said, if I be lifted up, I will draw. John 12:32. Lift your gift in service. Drawing will happen. Don't pose for applause. Produce transformation. Leaves are activity. Fruit is impact. Let your light so shine that they see your good works and glorify your Father. Matthew 5:16. Document everything. Keep a service log. Who came? What changed? What failed? What you learned? What to adjust? Take photos with permission. Capture testimonies. Track tangible shifts. Jobs secured. Grades improved. Debts reduced. Streets clean. Policies influenced. Write this down. Service refines assignment. As you serve, your purpose sentence will become a scalpel, not a slogan. Here is your charge. Within 72 hours, pick the place and the problem. Within 7 days, schedule the pilot and the meeting with your gatekeeper. Within 30 days, deliver first fruit. At 60, refine and recruit. At 90, stabilize a rhythm that can outlive your excitement. Whatever your hand finds to do, do it with all your might. Ecclesiastes 9:10. Move. Serve your gift in public within 30 days, and heaven will trust you with more. You have a pilot in motion. Now raise your horizon. Write this down. Politicians are concerned about the next election. Leaders are concerned about the next generation. Make a note of this and say it back to me. Leaders think in generations. They legislate for children not yet born. Proverbs 13:22 says, a good man leaves an inheritance to his children's children. Inheritance is not only money, it is systems, standards, and a story that makes sense 50 years from now. What did I say? Lift your eyes from events to epochs. To do that, you must be governed by principles, not weather reports. Policies can change with climates. Principles are anchors in storms. Codify 7 non-negotiables. Write these down and make them public. Truth, no deception, to protect image. Let your yes be yes. Matthew 5:37. Justice, fairness, without favoritism. The weak get a voice. Stewardship. Manage time, talent, treasure for the common good. Luke 16:10. Service power used to lift others, not yourself. Matthew 20:26. Dignity. Every person bears the image of God. Genesis 1:26. Accountability, submission to scrutiny. Faithful are the wounds of a friend. Proverbs 27:6. Excellence, do it well or don't do it. Colossians 3:23. These are governors, not decorations. When pressure rises, principles decide for you. Now draft a simple generational agenda. 3 columns, clear and clean. Problems to solve. Illiteracy. In grades 3, 5 inches your district. Youth unemployment in 2 neighborhoods. Preventable debt cycles among working families. People to empower. Teachers and parents as co-educators. Artisans as mentors. Widows and single parents as budget champions. Parameters you will not cross. No bribery for access. No promises without plans. No programs that ignore data. No publicity that exploits the poor. Daniel, purpose in his heart. Daniel 1-8, purpose becomes policy when you write your nose. Metrics that matter, listen carefully. Not likes, not headlines, not crowds. Measure, trust, retain. Complaints reduced. Commitments kept. Transparency increased. Measure, people empowered. Skills earned. Income stabilized. Student reading levels lifted. Measure, systems improved. Wait time shortened. Processes simplified. Policies amended to favor the vulnerable. John 15:8. By this my Father is glorified, that you bear much fruit. Fruit is transformation over time. History is warning us. Rome did not fall first to barbarians. It bled from within immorality, indulgence, and spectacle. Bread and circuses replaced virtue. Then invaders only finished what rot began. Righteousness exalts a nation, but sin is a reproach to any people. Proverbs 14:34. Guard your character, culture. Build confession over concealment, correction over spin. Appoint a Nathan in your structure who can confront without fear, and a Mordecai who keeps destiny in your ear. Institutionalize virtue. Embed truth with a weekly facts-first briefing, no spin, just reality. Embed excellence with a standard template, objectives, outcomes, evidence, every task. Embed service with a monthly hands-on day where every team member, including you, serves beneficiaries directly. Matthew 5:16. Embed stewardship with quarterly audits, time, money, and trust published to your partners. Teach us to number our days. Psalm 90:12. Rhythm produces legacy. Here is your statesman's charge this week. Write your 7 principles on 1 page. Draft your 333 agenda problems, people, parameters. Select 3 fruit metrics and publish them to your team. Install the 4 rhythms: truth, excellence, service, stewardship. True leadership is governance by principle and measurement by transformation. Think in generations. Legislate for children not yet born. We have come to the hinge of your life. The season has shifted, and heaven is asking for signatures, not speeches. Write this down. Seal identity with declaration and sustain it with covenant practices. This is how you do not miss your season. Read together with your hand on your heart, strong and clear. Say it loud. I am necessary, and I will serve my gift with discipline. Again, louder. I am necessary, and I will serve my gift with discipline. One more time, as a vow before God and witnesses. I am necessary, and I will serve my gift with discipline. Now we covenant rhythm over rush, faithfulness over fireworks, quarterly, a private retreat for 24 to 48 hours withdrawal to hear, Luke 5:16. Go back to the secret place every 3 months to renew clarity, confront, drift, and reset courage. Monthly, a purpose review. Read your one-sentence vision out loud. Align your calendar. Audit fruit. Amend your plan. Write the vision and make it plain. Habakkuk 2:2. Weekly, a discipline audit. 15 minutes to face your never list. Meet your accountability voices. Confess, correct, and commit. Keep your heart with all diligence. Proverbs 4:23. Daily, a single act of service tethered to your sentence. One person helped, one system improved, one seed sown. Let your light so shine before men. Matthew 5:16. Make a note of this. Covenant is not emotion. It is scheduled obedience. Ethical guardrails pre-decide your integrity. Repeat after me. I will tell the truth even when it costs me. Let your yes be yes and your no be no. Matthew 5:37. I will protect trust because a good name is to be chosen rather than great riches. Proverbs 22:1. I will steward influence as borrowed property. It is required in stewards that a person be found faithful. 1 Corinthians 4:2. I will not sell access. I will not flatter for favor. I will not promise what I cannot deliver. He that is faithful in that which is least is faithful also in much. Luke 16:10. True leadership is governance of self for the good of others. Hear the prophetic warning. A changing season rewards the prepared and exposes the pretending. Woe to the land when a slave mentality sits on a throne, when insecurity wears a crown. Do not dress failure with titles. Do not baptize ambition and call it vision. Don't miss this. What did I say? Don't miss this. Doors are opening for purpose, and traps are opening for pride. Choose wisely. Now receive the blessing and the charge. You shall know the truth, and the truth will make you free. John 8:32. You know the truth about who you are and why you are here now. Walk free and serve. Go to your street, your school, your office, your council, your clinic, your nation, and lift others by serving your gift. Multiply the covenant. Bring 3 people into this ritual within 30 days. Sit them down. Teach them the sentence. Walk them through the rhythms and stand with them in their first service. Multiplication is stewardship. I commission you in the name of the King to protect trust, to serve with excellence, to endure with joy, to think in generations, and to finish your course. What did I say? Purpose, discipline, service, repeat. Again, purpose, discipline, service, repeat. One last time so the future can hear you. Purpose, discipline, service, repeat. Now go and don't miss your season.